things in your life and ready to go to another level? Yeah! Somebody left this great magazine. Whose magazine is this? It's my wife. Did I already talk about this?
No.
Oh my gosh. I think we're going to actually do it a little later. I'll just do a plug for her real quick then. I had no idea it was going to be up here. You know, years ago, my wife, so to give you just a little bit of background on me, I had a chance to be part of my wife's story before she was my wife. She had a heart disease, and they said she was a walking time bomb. And they said her heart would explode in her chest within days, and that the only way she'd have a chance of survival was to put a mechanical valve in her heart. And in that process, she'd have to sign her own death certificate in the hospital, and she had to go under surgery, which they said they gave a very limited chance of ever coming out. And I happened to be in town speaking at an event, and I'd never met her before. And at the end of it, she came forward. She goes, "I feel inspired." And I said, "No, you should. I mean, this is, what I do. I inspire people." And she goes, "I want to live." And I go, "You should want to live." Oh, am I okay? Okay. And I said, I told her this. So I said, she talked to me about how, some pastors had told her she had not enough faith to get better, and how her faith in God wasn't good enough. And I said, you need to go have surgery. And God will use a doctor, and I think you're going to really come through this, and your message is going to become a message. And she went at her surgery. She signed her death certificate, the whole experience, and she lived, which was a miracle. But not too long after that, she went to work for a pastor, and she could hardly pick up anything. She had weak immune system, just weakness in her body, and that pastor raped her. This is just a couple months after my wife went through a traumatic surgery. He raped her in a place where she had no physical power to find her way out. My wife's just a little woman. And she was on a bed where she struggled to even fight for the sanity in her own brain for about 8 months. She fought depression so bad she looked for ways to even check out. I don't know if this is not usually how I start talking about it. They got a little plug right here. And while she was sitting there on her bed, she began to dream about how could I turn this mess into a message. And I helped her with the idea it's not what happens to you, but what happens in you that will determine the rest of your life. And so she said, God, somehow use me to help other women and other people that are struggling and feel like nobody cares or no one's listening to find hope again. So right there on her bed of depression, she had this idea to do a magazine. And so for the last many years, she's worked, she's learned to acquire the skills, the development of this thing, and we just launched this freaking thing 2 days ago. We just picked this up, so I brought it here today. I only have a couple copies here today, but you can go online and see it from some of our friends that are in the Notebook and Glee and some different people that are on it. But I'm really proud of it because my wife did it, and she did the whole doggone thing, and we launched it in Miss America not too long ago, and then we just actually got it in print. So if you're interested in something like this, I guess you could get it. In fact, I had no idea this was going to be in here today. So we didn't plan that like that today. That was really fun. So, anyway, I like it. Okay, I'm right there. Yeah. The one, right there. You have the wristband on and everything, yeah. What's your name? Jen, thank you so much for coming today. Hope you like it. All right, you all ready? Yeah. Ready to go? All right, I just got in this morning. 2 hours sleep from Florida. I jumped on that airplane this morning and I got here and I told Jerry when I got off that plane, I said, man, I felt so much energy and excitement. I had a great meeting yesterday. We had about 1,200 people, me and a guy named Dallin Larson, and we were able to help a lot of people. But I said, I felt so much excitement coming back into the city. And there's a reason why, because I think every mind in life needs a hero. I think you need people to inspire you, to edge you on, to stir you up, to deepen you, to impassion you. And I found that in 2 people in this, in my life. And one of those is Jerry Dowd, for reals. I think your heroes in life, besides your energy, your endurance, and your experience. I could teach on that a whole other time, but I won't today. But I have him and Mike Hernandez. And when I met these gentlemen over a year ago, speaking at a corporation event, I know some people are in here from this corporation, other people are not, from a Montevideo event. And when I met these guys, there was something different about them. And the more I talk to them, I always look for, are people driven to help people? Are they driven to change people? Because for the last 15 years, I've spoken in 32 countries, over 31 million people. The goal of my life has been to change people's lives and help them shift beliefs that limit them, that lie to them, that lead them, help them take great action and change their performance and what they're getting getting out of their life. And I always look for the common denominator. Are they willing to do anything to help people? And I found that in two great people. So it's an absolute thank you for putting this whole thing together. Why don't we give Jerry a big old clap? Well, you're here today because you want to grow. You want to become more. You want to be more. You want to experience more. How many of you feel like there's got to be maybe more to life than what you're living? If you're looking for Anthony Robbins to me, you ain't going to find me. I ain't that tall, my head ain't that big, and my teeth ain't that white. In fact, recently he said to me at dinner, he goes, what in the world do you use? Who? What do you use? And I go, you know, to be honest with you, I get all my inspiration out of the Bible. He goes, really? I go, yeah, I figured 5,000 years worth of wisdom and it changed people's lives. I might as well use it. I just use it in a way that can help people's lives really get results. He goes, really? That's interesting. He has this big funny look on his life. Because people oftentimes ask me. But you know what? I think people are ready to go beyond where they've been. Whether you've done well, whether you've succeeded at high levels, you want more out of this next phase of your life. If anybody feel that way inside, that you're quite maybe not living up to your full potential. You're ready to do something different. Someone say different. Yeah. Someone say different. Yeah. Different means not common, not ordinary, not the usual. Not the usual. But for things to be different, we must become different. It's easy to become a creature of habit, huh? In our society, we go to the same restaurants. Come on, we go to the same places, we keep the same hairstyles. Come on, some of you have hairstyles that were in like the late 90s. Come on, smile. I ain't talking to you, I'm talking to the person next to you. Come on, smile. You got the receipt. Let's try it. Come on, you hold on to those same short-ass jeans that Brooke Shields used to wear. And now we're in the 7 jeans and all the rest of them, huh? We say that we go to the same restaurants, we do the same things on dates, have the same conversation, pray the same prayers. I wonder even if at times like God, like you got any original material for me? You got something new for me? We're creatures of habit. I noticed this one day. I was in the Starbucks, which is my daily addiction. It was a Monday morning, and I was tired from traveling like crazy. 7 a.m. in the morning. I usually go to bed between 3 and 5 a.m., and I'm up by about 7:30. I'm a driver. I get up early. I was up at Starbucks. I had a hood on, I had a hat on. I was in one of those don't mess with me moves. You ever have those days? Come on, it happens once a month. Guys, we even have our time of the month. Don't act like you don't. Well, moody and irritable. Whatever. Well, mine was in Starbucks, and I'm in there, sitting there, and I'm just, half asleep, and the lady goes, Rex, would you like the usual? I felt like I didn't hear her right. Maybe I was having a dream or something. She goes, Rex, would you like the usual? And I thought, first of all, how does she know my name? Maybe she's snooping on Facebook. Second of all, how does she know what I'm going to order? I'm thinking all this in my head. Have I become that predictable that she knows what I'm going to order? And I yelled out loud, no, I want something different. I don't want the usual. I want something different. Let's do that. I want something different. Just curious, if I wanted to land the woman of my dreams tonight in Chicago, and I went to a local bar, and I walked in and I see this incredibly good-looking woman across the room, and I walked over to her to introduce myself, and I said, hi, my name is Rex Crane. I'm the most average, ordinary, mediocre, common guy you've ever met. I'm looking for an average, ordinary, mediocre, common woman. You're about the most average, ordinary, mediocre, common woman I've ever seen. How about you and me hook up? Come on, quiet. Maybe we could have an average, ordinary, mediocre relationship, have an average, ordinary, mediocre romance. Come on, maybe even get married and have an average, ordinary, mediocre romance into a marriage. Maybe have an average, ordinary, mediocre kids, send them to average, ordinary, mediocre school so they too can be average, ordinary, mediocre. How many know that ain't going to happen? Come on. Isn't there something inside of us that hates normal, predictable, usual, ordinary, mediocre, common? Yet for things to be different, we must become different. Different's possible. Someone say possible. Come on, get in this. Lean into this with me today. I'm going to go all the way out there. You're going to get everything I got inside of my system today. Someone say possible. Most people don't think it is. Do you know right now on this planet, 25 million Americans, and I'm not a real stat guy, but I'll give you a couple. They're on food stamps. 14 million Americans right now don't have jobs. 1 out of every 6 is considered poor. If you're from the white neighborhoods, you're poor. If you're from the hood, poor. 63% of Americans, as of last week, believe their best days are behind them, and that things will only get worse. The biggest poll by Harvard. 71% out of Germany and Italy believe the same thing, and 82% of people in France believe their best days are behind them, and things are only going to get worse. And they've resigned themselves as a culture to a life of hopelessness and helplessness. It's a psychological term, learned helplessness, where I've resigned myself to a life of, I expect things to fail, so why even try? That's where life's doing something with us as a culture. But for things to be different, I must believe it's possible. Number two, someone say personal. Personal. No, say personal. Personal. I take this off and go, can I go up without this thing?
I can hear you.
Sorry about that, guys. There we go. There we go.
You got the tape on your face. Tape. There you go. Get it.